What up, everybody? I'm gonna try to keep this as short and sweet as I possibly can. Hey, baby girl. Yeah. Anyway, though, I tell you what, man, these Trump haters are just downright disgusting. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm Trump's biggest fan or anything. I consider myself to be more of an independent when it comes to the political side of things. You know, but what I'm about to say just it had to be addressed because of just how sick and disgusting it really is. I mean, as many people know by now, Hulk Hogan passed away. And this just came to my attention the other night when my brother came over to visit. That there's a lot of Trump haters that are sitting there saying, oh, well, that's what he gets for voting for Trump and everything. And then you have several people, especially on Facebook. It's really toxic on Facebook, I've noticed. Of course, Facebook's always been one of the most toxic websites in my own personal experience, that is. So, yeah. But one of the things they're saying is another reason why they want to hate on Hogan and say that he's burning in hell and everything is because 20 years ago he had said the N-word, the hard ER. You know what? They're just downright disgusting. And I guarantee you these same people who are hating on Hogan, for stupid reasons and whatnot, I guarantee you they would lose their shit completely if someone was to say, oh, Ozzy Osbourne is in hell because he called himself the Prince of Darkness. At the end of the day, and this applies to both Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan, nobody knows exactly what they were doing in their last moments of life. No one knows exactly how they were living or anything like that. As far as anyone knows, they could have repented and gave their lives to Jesus Christ, So, no one knows, so it's nobody's place to judge or anything. So, just being honest on that. So, yeah. But I'm going to quote something that, Jesus once said when you had a bunch of men bringing him a woman who had sinned or whatever, and they wanted Jesus to let them stone her to death. All Jesus simply said, well, he was drawing in the sand with a stick. No one knows exactly what he was drawing. Me personally, I'll get to what I think he was drawing. But basically, he looked up at them and said, may he without sin cast the first stone. Then he went back to drawing whatever it was he was drawing. When he looked back up, all the men were gone and the woman was still there. So he just simply said, go and sin no more. Now I truly believe what he was drawing in the sand were those men's sins. But the best way to sum it all up and everything is that nobody's an innocent lamb. Everybody said something stupid or done something stupid. So no one, and I mean no one, has a leg to stand on to be vilifying anybody over something they said 20 years ago or who they voted for. I mean, that was the stupidest reason to hate on somebody and everything, like, for real. So, yeah. Basically, it just comes down to a simple situation where it's like, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because honestly, some of the disgusting things I've seen these Trump haters say, I'm going to be honest right now, they're not making themselves look any better than what Hogan did whenever he said the N-word 20 years ago. I'm just being honest on that, so, yeah. So, at the end of the day, the best way to look at it is like, people really need to, again, check themselves before they wreck themselves, because no one's an innocent lamb. We've all sinned, we've all made mistakes, we've all fell short, at some point in time, so, yeah. Y'all take care. God bless. Peace.